delicious. Okay, so here we are. We've got Gizmos all set up and ready to go for 2 players. Up here, we will have our level 3, our level 2, and our level 1 Gizmos that we could possibly purchase. And as the game progresses, I'll show you how you can purchase those. Here are the energy sources. There is going to be yellow, blue, red, and black that we're going to use to be able to build these. Victory point tokens, we have 5, and then we have singles. Each person will have an energy ring. They'll have a player board. Each player will start with 1 gizmo, and as we play the game I'll explain how these gizmos work, because it's probably just a little too much information to digest right off the bat. But what I will do is go a little bit over this board to kind of give you an understanding of the actions that we are going to take. So we're going to start from the left and we're going to work to the right. So right here to the left, this is basically just telling you the number of energy that you can hold in your ring. So I can hold a total of 5 marbles in this ring. I can store 1 in my file. So this is my file area right here, and typically you'll put them to the right of the player board whenever you file them, and that's a way of kind of like reserving a card so nobody can take it from you. Think of it that way. But for the game I'm probably gonna just put them right above this spot right here, because that's kind of what I'm used to doing. This is how many cards I can do if I perform a research action, which a research action is the last one down here on the end of the board, and we'll cover that when we get there. Alright, so from there on, if you've noticed, there's a plus, there's an arrow, there's a, well, it looks like a file, somebody giving you the okie dokie sign, a wrench, and then a magnifying glass, and each one of these is going to be represented by these little symbols that are here on the cards as well. And the reason is because when you build them, they're going to go underneath these areas. So anytime I build a gizmo with this plus area sign, it's going to go underneath this spot here, because it's an upgrade to an otherwise upgrade. Converters. That's the little area here. What this will be cards that will allow me to convert, like this one right here, yellows to any other type of energy source of my choice. File, which if you notice, we each start with 1 file ability already. So anytime I file, or I perform the file action, so these are different actions I'll be performing at this stage. So like these are just basically just typical upgrades that you're going to be doing. The rest of these are going to be white because that's like actions that you're going to be performing. And in this case, if I decided to perform a file action, it means I'm just going to take one of these cards, any of them, and I'm going to place it above my player board here. Typically it goes to the right, but we're just going to place it to the above our player board. And then what I get to do is I get to look down here, and then I get to activate any of the gizmos that give me an ability if I perform a file action. And in this case, we just look right here, this little symbol here, and what this says here with the arrow pointing to it is that I get to draw a random marble from the top. So I would reach my hand in here, get a marble out, and then I'm going to place it here into my energy ring. Pick. Pick action is basically I'm going to select one of these, any of them that I choose, and I'm going to place it into my energy ring. Build. The build action could be performed in 2 different ways. I could either spend my energy, put it back into the top, and then select any of these as long as I match the criteria, and the criteria is down here in the corner, in this case like 1 red, 3 black, 4 black. And then what I can do is I can immediately build it and put it underneath the slot where it goes, or I can take a card from my file that I've already filed, or in the, think of it as a reserve, and then I can build that one instead. Research. So this is what I was talking about here. We've got the number 3. Research at the beginning of the game means that I can draw 3 cards from the top of any one of these decks here, look at them, and then I can either file it or build it immediately. And that's basically it, guys. So the game will end once one person gets 16 gizmos built, technically 15 given the fact you've already got 1 built, but once there is 16 cards down here at the bottom of your player board, that's when the game will end. Okay, are we ready to get started? So this player here was dealt the board that has like the brown tint, hue to it, so that means that this player is first player, so we will just go with that. Alright, so right off the bat, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at some of these level 1s here, because they're a lot easier to build than, because if you notice as it goes up, here let me show you this will be easier. This means it always takes just 1 marble to build, 2 to 3 marbles to build, or 4 to 7 marbles to build. And I will be referring to marbles as either energy or marbles. I apologize, it's just easier to say marbles, but they are also considered just energy. Alright, so let's see. I want to file one right off the bat, and I do like a lot of these conversion ones, but this is probably my favorite one right here because this is an early one. Now what this says is that Well, you know what? We'll cover what it means once we build it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the file action, which means we're going to put it right here. And keep in mind, I can only file one right now until I perform an upgrade, until I can get gizmos that will upgrade my upgrades. So we're going to file that right there. We're going to turn over a new card and replace that one. And then what we're going to do is we are going to perform the action of the gizmo that is in this file action or area. So what we do in this case, we're going to reach up into here. Pull out a random color, and you always hope that you get lucky and pull out the color you need, but in this case, not so lucky. All right, so we go over to the other player. Of course, it starts out with the exact same card. Everybody starts with the exact same file card. It would be neat if they come up with random ones later on, but oh well. All right, so he's looking and he's like, man, I like both of these here. I think we're going to go with this one right here, so we're going to file it. And that is an upgrade card because you can tell by that plus symbol that's in the upper left-hand corner right there. All right, so of course, just as normal, you get to activate your gizmo that's already underneath your player board. And let's reach in here. And of course, we didn't get the color we need. The last two games I played, I got lucky. And right off the bat, I was able to draw out the color I needed. It's funny that I didn't do it on either one of these. So now we go over to this player, and now he's going to decide, you know, do I want to just, well, I can do a pick, a build, or a research action. I can't do a file action because I've already filed one. Remember, he limits one. So he really wants to try to build this red one here. So what we're going to do is perform a pick action. So what a pick action says is you take one energy from this 6 available in the energy row. This is the energy row, so I get to select the color I want, and of course we want red. So we're going to grab that, we're going to place it down into our energy storage area. One thing that's kind of annoying about this is that you got to kind of raise this thing up kind of a little higher than where it sits naturally, because otherwise these marbles will just pour out of here, and oh, it's so frustrating. Okay, so now we'll go back over to this player, and then they're going to do this exact same thing. They want to do a pick action as well. So they're just going to take a yellow one, and they're going to put it into their energy orb. All right, guys, this is just going to get ramped up. It's a little slow always at the beginning of the game, but trust me, as this game continues, it gets a little crazy. It's going to be a lot of fun trying to track. Godspeed. All right, so we're going to spin this red one because we are going to do a build action. So if we look here, it says build action. Choose a face-up gizmo from the display area or your archive. Spend energy to add it to your active gizmo area. So this down here would be our active gizmo area. Technically to the right of the player board would be the archive. In this case, we're going to say this is the archive. Spend our red. Boop. And now we are going to place this one down here, and now I'm going to tell you what it does. So what this one is saying, if you notice, I just match up the little symbols, place it underneath that location. And the reason you want to do this is because whenever you perform actions, it's easy just to look down the column of what you got to do to be able to activate your gizmos. So what this is saying is now every time I build a yellow gizmo, I get a victory point. This is a great early card to get. All right, so now we're going to go over to the other player, and he does have a yellow, and he's going to spin that. And now what he had done is that he has upgraded his upgrades. So now he can hold 6 energy, and he can file 2 of them. That's pretty cool, right? Okay, so now we're going to go over to the player to the left, and remember how we got this ability where every time we build a yellow, we get to immediately get a victory point? Well, we're going to do a build action. So we're just going to spin this yellow cube, and we're just going to build this yellow right here, and it's immediately going to go down into this area here. So we just match up the little symbols. It is a converter. What it means is that every time you have a blue marble, it can become one of any other type of color. So, and if you go over here, we built a yellow. That gets us a victory point. Somebody has drawn first blood. Now, one other thing I want to show you on the cards, the iconography, is that this up here is how many victory points the cards are worth at the end of the game as well. So this tells you what energy color you need and how many of. This is the symbol of what action it's going to be placed under your column, the action that's going to be performed, and then the victory points that you're going to get. So let's turn over a new card. Okay. So this player over here now is going to say, you know what? You can play at that game. Boom. I'm just going to build this one because I have a blue right there in my energy ring, and we're going to just build this one right off the bat. And now anytime he builds a black gizmo, he gets a victory point. So this is going to be a pretty even game. This is pretty sweet. In the last game I played, I actually had 3 of these. I had all of them except for the yellow, and then I also got another one that was from the level 3, which was a big bonus. There is another way that the game can end, and that's if somebody builds, I think it's 4 of these. I'm going to double check. It's either 3 or 4 of these. I believe it's 4 of these level 3 ones, which I've never had the game end that way, so I don't think we're going to have to really worry about that, to be honest with you. All right, so now we're going to go back over to the player to the left who now has a pretty good tableau starting to work here, right? So what they want to do is they are going to, well, they want yellow ones, obviously, but there's no yellow ones out here, unfortunately. So what we're going to do is a research action. So we're going to try to cross our fingers and hope we get a yellow one. And we did not, unfortunately. So let's look at their powers and see what we would possibly want to look at here. So this is saying every time you do a file action, you get to draw one from the actual, instead of selecting randomly from the top, you get to select one here from the energy row. This is an upgrade, which means you get +1 on your marble, +1 on your file. This is means that you can convert yellow energy into any other type of energy you choose. I'd like to go with this one right here so that we can upgrade our area. So we're going to place that there. These two here. We're going to put on the bottom. And now we are going to perform this action here, which is a file action, which means we're going to reach up into here and draw a random. Get a rando. Should have kept the black one, huh? Oh well. Now we're going to go over to this player and let's see. So he wants to try to build black gizmos because that would trigger his ability here. So I think we might do, you know what? Now to think about it, we're just going to do this one right here. So we're going to file this one right to there. Let's flip over a new one. And then let's activate our gizmos for whenever we file, which means we get to draw a random one from the top. So let's draw a random one from the top. Oh, look at that. We just need one more and then we could build that on our next turn. Okay, so now we go back over to this player and let's see. He can't file anymore. I think he is just going to do a pick action, which he is going to do a red. So we're going to draw a red out of here so we can try to build that on our next turn. And now we're going to go over to this player and he is going to do a pick action as well because he wants another black. But you know what? Actually, no, I don't think we're going to do that now to think about it. Let's see what we got up here. I do like this one and we could upgrade again, but I'll be honest with you, you don't really need to upgrade too much a lot of times. I mean, you can, but it can become a little redundant after a while. It's good to try to get cards, or these converters are really good. They're really good. So you know what we're going to do? We are actually going to file this one. And I'm going to create a little combo thing. So we're going to place that above here. And then we're going to flip that over. And then what I'll do, guys, is whenever I actually build these, I'll explain what their abilities are. It'll be a little bit easier that way, okay? But whenever we do file, we get to trigger this ability, which means we will draw one out of the top. Come on, baby. That's not what I wanted. Okay. Now we'll go back over to this player, and he says, fine, I will just build this one. So we're going to spend our red. And we're going to place this one right down here, and we have now upgraded our upgrades, which means now you can hold 6 marbles and file 2, the exact same thing that this player can do. Now that was a red gizmo we built, so this does not trigger. All right. So now we go back over to this player, and he's thinking, I want to build this one right here. So on my next turn, so I am going to do a pick action. Okay, so that means we just draw one from here, not randomly. We get to select it. All right, so now we go back over to this player, and he wants yellow ones because he wants to be able to trigger this thing. Let's see what we got here. So another upgrade. This says build, you get to pick. Convert black to any other color, yellow to any color, upgrades, and upgrade. We're not going to worry about these quite yet because they are so powerful and out of our league at the moment. We don't want to do those. But I will tell you what this symbol up here does mean. This means that basically you lose your ability to do the research action. But it is worth 8 victory points. So you don't necessarily want to gobble those up too early because the research action can be very useful. Let's see. So why don't we just do this? Let's just grab this one right here and we're going to file it. And then that allows us then, if you remember correctly, we get to draw one randomly from the top. Oh, lucky us, right? And remember, if we get blues, we get to convert those, but only one blue. It only works for one. All right, so now we're going to go over to this player, and they are going to select to build, which means they're going to put that red one into there, and they are going to take this red one down, and they're going to put it in the symbol that matches. So build. So now, every time I build a black, I get a victory point, and I get to select an energy source from the 6 that are available. See? That's why I built that before I built that, because now I'm going to be able to trigger 2 abilities Pretty sweet, right? Okay, so let's go back over to this player, and he is thinking, you know what? I want to do a pick action, so we are going to select this yellow energy right here on the end and place it into our thingamabob, our energy ring. So now we're going to go back over to this player, and now they are going to decide they need another black energy. So let's do a pick action and grab our black energy we need for that gizmo. Okay, let's go back over to this player. He has not enough still. He still needs one more. He could go ahead and, if he wanted to, reserve another one, but there's nothing out here, in my opinion, that necessitates him to reserve. So I think the best bet is to go ahead and do a pick action and grab a blue. Seems how there's no yellow available, and then we'll be able to convert that into a yellow, so on his next turn he can build that one. Let's go back over to this player, and he does have the 2 black that he needs, so we're going to spin both of those. And we are going to put this one right down here. And now we are going to activate the gizmos that were already in place. So this means we get a victory point and we get to select a marble of our choice. So first off, we'll grab our victory point and a marble of our choice. Let's see what's out here and available. I am thinking, let's grab a blue. Okay. All right, so then now that this is this gizmo is active, whenever I build either a red or a blue, I get to select any energy of my choice from the energy row that's up here. Okay, let's go back over to this player. He is going to use this converter right here to convert one blue into a yellow, and then he's got the other 2 yellows, so he's going to spend all those. And now we've got another upgrade here. So you see, wow, so now he can store 5, 6, 7, 8. He can have 3 filed, and then 3, 4, 5 cards get drawn whenever he does a research action. However, we did build a yellow that will trigger this, which gives him a victory point as well. Okay, so let's go back over to this player. Let's see, we need an ability that would trigger off our file. Oh, this is a pretty good one right here. All right, so what this says is that whenever you build from your file, that you get to select 2 from the energy row up here. That's pretty sweet. So we're going to place that right there, and then we're going to flip over a new one. And now we need to look at our converter, which means our file action, which means that we get to draw a rando from the top here. And that's a blue. That's exactly what we needed. Okay, so let's go over to this player, and they've got a lot of good stuff over here cooking. They're really cooking. So let's see. I love this one right here. He is going to file this one, which means whenever you build a blue or a yellow, you get a victory point, and yes, that would stack. So he is going to file that one right there. And whenever you do a file action, we get to draw a random from the top. All right. So now let's flip over a new one right here. Okay, so this player over here has 2 blue. We need 1 more. We do not have any converters, so we can't like convert a yellow into anything, unfortunately. So let's look up here and see what we could possibly do. We do have this ability here, which would convert yellows. If we wanted to try to possibly grab another one and file and maybe get lucky and get the marble that color we need, another blue. I don't know what the chances of that would be, but you never know. So what we're going to do is we are going to spin a blue. And we're going to build this one immediately right here. And now that means we can convert yellow into any color of our choice. We look over here. Oh, I didn't even think about this. Duh. Whenever we build a blue, we get to immediately pick one from the little row here. And let's see, we have no benefits from the pick action, which there are sometimes upgrades to that as well. So let's grab this blue right here. And we're going to place that right there. And now we have the 3 blues that we need to be able to build this one right here, because we can convert that yellow into any color we choose. Man, I actually outsmarted myself even when I was playing that one. All right, so now we go over to this player to the left, and I just wanted to double check to make sure I did all of his actions. It looks like I did. All right, so he has a total of 1 black and 1 yellow, which means he needs more black or blue to be able to convert. So he doesn't have enough energy right now to be able to do anything, which we do need to turn over a new card right here. Oh, look, so whenever you file, you get to select one from the energy row. That's pretty sweet right there, which is not a bad idea. He may just go ahead and grab that, to be honest with you. Let's grab... Let's grab it, yeah. So let's take this one and we're going to file it as well. So we're just going to put it right there. And whenever we file, we get to select one from the top. And we've got another black. So that actually worked out pretty well. Let's put a new card out. And now let's go over to the player to the right. They do have their 3 because they can convert their yellow into any color they want. Plus they have 2 other blue. So they have their 3 colors that they need to be able to build this one right here. And boom, we're going to place it down there. And now we get to trigger. It's not a black gizmo. It's not a black gizmo. It is a blue gizmo, which means I get to select one from the little energy row here. Let's see, what color would we like to select? Well, let's look at what we could possibly build. I would like to try to get some pick action cards, which that's what this is here. So I would like to get a yellow, but unfortunately I can't. Plus yellows are wild for me too. Let's see. Let's just grab, I can't get a blue either. Wow, I'm really limited, aren't I? We'll grab a red. So we'll put a red over here. Okay, so this player's up now, and they do have 2 black, but they need 1 more or a blue. There is a blue up there, so why don't we just do a pick action? We'll grab what we actually. Yeah. Let's grab. I want to build this one first, and then build this one because then I'll get the victory point for building the blue. So let's grab a black from up here. So we'll place that there. Okay, so we'll go back over to this player, and he does have 1 red. He would like, oops, energies are not coming out properly, which that happens too. You just push them around a little bit. Wow, no yellows. Man, that's killing me. So I need to be able to try to convert more colors is what I need to do. So what I'm thinking, we're going to just build immediately from up here. We're going to spin that red, and we're going to build this one immediately and place it down there. All right, so now we go over to here and we look. If you notice, whenever I build a red, I get to select one from the energy row. And then if I build, oh, I should have waited. You know what? Oh, that's such a bad idea. Let's put that back there. And the reason is, what did I spend a red? Let's grab that red back out of there. Come on, red. Where you at, baby? And I want to show you exactly why we don't want to do that. We want to file it first because this one says whenever I build from my file, I get to select 2 from the energy row. So it makes much, much more sense to file this. And then I get to take a random one from up here. And another red. Yellow doesn't exist anymore, obviously. And then we're going to place that one there. And now we go back over to this player. Now he does have his 3 black he needs, so we're going to put all 3 of those in there. Boop, boop, boop. And we are going to build this one, which goes right down into here. Unfortunately, it does not trigger this ability because it is a black gizmo, not a yellow gizmo. Slide this one over. And that would be it for him. So now we'll go back over to this player. Now he wants to build this one. So let's spend our 1 red energy, because that was a requirement. We are going to put this down into this spot right here. And that's now going to trigger both of these abilities. This is a big deal. Now I can only hold 6 total energy. I've only got 1, so I can put 5 more into that ring. All right, so right off the bat, I will be able to select one of my choice from here. Let's see. I might go for one of these, to be honest with you, because I'm going to have quite a few. You know what? I can convert black as well, so let's make our first choice be a black. So let's grab that, and maybe one of these days a yellow marble will come out of here. That would be amazing. So now I get to select 2 more because I built from my file, and it doesn't matter what color I did. Let's grab another black. There's my yellow. See it up there? You see that one? And let's grab 1 more black. And the reason I did that is because there's no... Oh, well, he needed blue. Duh. Never mind. I'll just keep that to myself. All right, so we're going to go back over to this player. And now he does not have any blue to be able to build this one. Man, he could use some yellows. I think that's a good one right there because we're going to be able to trigger these victory points. That's a pretty big deal. So what I think we're going to do is we are just going to build that yellow with this boom. And we are going to immediately place this one down here. And that is now a pick action. What this says is every time I pick a red energy, I get to select one randomly from the top. And because that was a yellow, boom, boop, I get 2 victory points. Put those over to there. Ooh, doing well, doing very well. Okay, so this player now wants to try to get black. If he can, oops, let's put a new one out. Okay, which there are plenty of black gizmos out there. I was wanting to try to get to this one though. So what I think we might do is I'd like to get some pick actions. This one right here. So we're going to file this one because we want to build from our file for this guy now, remember? It's much more beneficial, which does mean he also still gets to pull a random one because this gizmo activates from the top. All right, so now we're going to go over to this player and let's see. He could build that blue, but there is another yellow out there. Unfortunately, we don't have any energy, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a pick action. We're going to take a red, and then what we're going to do is get a random one from the top. So we're going to take a red, and that allows me now to grab a random from the top. Okay, so now we'll go back over to this player. Let's see, so they're going to build this black one here, so they're going to spend their one black, and that is now going to move this one from here, and that is a pick action. So we look at the little symbol with the okie dokie sign, we put that down there with the okie dokie sign, and now because it was a black gizmo, we look at all these abilities that could possibly trigger, which this one is one victory point, and then I get to draw one random, well, I'm sorry, I get to pick one from the energy row and then pick two from the energy row because I built from my file or my archive. So we're going to get three. Now this one will not trigger yet, but this one would say that if I picked a blue, I get to take a random one from the top, but we just did build this, so it would not actually trigger yet. So a victory point and then three from this row here. So a victory point. And let's see if we can even hold three. So 5, 6 is our total energy. We have 4, so I'm only going to be able to get 2. Let's see. So we'll take this yellow because that'll be wild for us. And then why don't we just grab this red. Okay. All right. So now we're going to go over to this player and let's see. He does not have the capacity to still build this yet. Blues are wild. Yep. Unfortunately. So he's going to have to probably do another pick action. There's all blues up there, which means that you would not get this to be able to trigger because you have to draw a red to be able to get this to trigger, to be able to draw a rando from the top. This really stinks. Let's see if he builds a blue or a yellow. Now I do have the capacity to file another one, and I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to just file this one right here. And we're going to put that in our archive, and whenever we do that, we get to draw a rando from the top, and we're going to have to cross our fingers and hope we try to get a color that we can actually use. And that's not it, but that's okay. All right, so now we're going to go to this player, and he has all kinds of things he could possibly do. And what I think what we are going to do is we're going to spend all 3 of these red here. Nope, 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 nope. We want to build from our archive, we really do, but you know what? Just don't even worry about it. So we're going to spend all 3 of these, and we're going to build this one right here immediately and bring that down. So now that's going to upgrade. Now we can hold a total of 8 energy. Have 3 filed, and we would get a total of 5 on our research. It's basically the exact same one that he got right over here, but it's just a different color gizmo. So what this does now is that was a red, though we did build, so we do get to select one of our choice. If we do select a blue, we get to draw a rando from the top. Well, why wouldn't we, right? So let's get a rando from the top. There we go. Boop. All right, so let's put a new one out here. And let's see. Okay, so now he wants to still try to build these. Unfortunately, he cannot. So we have to try to figure something else out for him to do. Let's see. Let's see. He is going to... I think what we're going to do is... I'm thinking we might just build this black one right here. But it's not giving me any other benefit, unfortunately. And there's no red to be able to try to get lucky and get another one down. He does have the capacity to file one more. And let's just file this yellow. There has to be yellow energy in here somewhere. Well, maybe not. Maybe I'm just making crap up here. Okay, so now we'll go back over to this player. And let's see, he's got 3 black. And he has the ability to convert this yellow into a black as well. So we're going to spend all of these because of that converter right there. So we're going to spend all 4 of these. And we're just going to immediately build this one right here. Now what this means is he's lost his ability to do a research action, but it is worth 8 victory points. So that's a big deal. So we're going to place that right down there. And whenever we build a black one, we get a victory point and we get to select one of our choice. If we select a blue, we get to draw one rando from the top. So let's grab our victory point. we are going to select this blue. And now let's take a rando. Red, of course. Where the hell's the yellow? Oh, there's one. I think my cat must have ran off with them or something. All right, so let's go back over to this player. He is now basically stuck. He's going to have to build. He doesn't really have a choice. So let's see. He could do a pick action, and he could get a yellow. So why don't we do that? Let's just pick and grab this yellow right here. Okay, so now we're going to go back over to this player. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Only 5 more gizmos built for this player, and that will end the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This player is so far behind if they don't start building immediately. All right, so we've got 2 blue, and that gives us exactly what we need to be able to build this one. We are going to file this one, which means we do draw a rando from the top. And we're going to put that right here. Ooh. Look at that, whenever you build a red or a blue, you get that victory point. So this guy now is going to spin this one yellow, and he is going to bring this down, and that is going to be another upgrade for him. However, we go over to here, that does get 2 victory points. So we're going to put those over to here. Let's put 5 back in. Let's grab a 5 banger. There we go. All right, so now we go back over to this player. Let's see. He is thinking he would like to file this one right here, so let's do that. So we're going to file that so that the other player can't get it, because that's a really good one. And let's take another marble from the top, because whenever we file, we get this ability right here, and we did get another yellow, so that's good. Okay, so let's go back over to this player. Let's see. He has the ability to build a red and a black. There's a lot of blues up there. Let's see. So this is, once again, if you build from your file, you get to select 2 of your choice. You can convert 2 yellows to any color of your choice. 1 red becomes 2 red. This one here is saying, oh my God, if I recall, I'll have to look this up. That's why I have this little thing right here. Let's see what that is right there. Okay, this gizmo is worth a number of victory points equal to the sum of victory points you have in tokens. Oh, that is humongous for him, because that means it's worth 6 points right now. Let's file that. Okay, so what this is saying is it just takes 7 of, well, let me see, is that of any type, or would that be of all types, like basically all of them could count as that. Generic gizmo. Let's see here. Generic gizmos may be built by spinning any combination of any type of energy when built. So, yeah, it's a combination. So that means that I can I just have to have 7, and I have the capacity to hold 7, and just, boom, I can build that. So, and then it will count and trigger this ability as well. Okay, so I did file, so that means I get to pull a rando from the top. And we'll put that over to here. And let's put a new one out. Okay. All right, so now this player here would like to try to build this one. They do not have everything that they need, unfortunately, because they do have to be able to convert blacks. So let's do this. Let's do a pick on blue. And then whenever I pick a blue, I get to pull a random from the top as well. So let's pull a random from the top. Okay. And then keep in mind, this player has lost their ability to research. I don't use research a ton, to be honest with you. So I tried to demonstrate it earlier in the game. I may not ever do it the rest of the game, but there are times when it is very beneficial. So let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to use a pick action, and we're going to pick a red, and that means that I get to pull a random from the top as well, because that triggers my gizmo. All right, so let's go back over to this player. Now he does have the 3 yellows he needs, because he can, oops, sorry about that, because he can convert that 1 black into a yellow because of this one right here. So all 3 of those go back into the top, and now we are going to build this one right here, which is going to put it there, which means I built from my file, and it is a yellow, so it's not going to trigger anything but this one right here, which means I get to select 2 of my choice. If I do pick a blue, I get to take 1 from the top. We will do that. So we'll take 1 from the top, and then we will also take, how about another black? There we go. Okay, so now that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 4 more, and then this game will be over. So let's go over to this player. He has all 7 of the marbles he needs to be able to build this one, so why wouldn't we do it? So we're going to put all those up in there. We are going to bring this one down, place it right there, and this counts as any color, so which means it will trigger this, and that means that I do get 2 victory points. So now that one is worth 8 victory points. Pretty sweet, right? Which is the same as this one, don't get me wrong. Okay, so now this player here would like to try to build this blue one, so they're going to do just that. They're going to bring it down. Boy, getting a lot there, huh? You have to spend 2 blue. And now that will trigger all these abilities. It's not a black gizmo, not a black gizmo. It is a blue, so I get to select one. I did build from my file, so I get to select 2. It is a blue, so it's a victory point. So let's grab the victory point. And then I get to select a total of 3. If I select a blue, I get 1 from the top as well. I can hold 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can only take 3 anyway, so it doesn't matter. Let's grab a yellow and a black and a blue. Okay. Now we'll go back over to this player, and he needs to be able to try to get some energy to be able to build these. So let's see. Let's get this thing to... There we go. All right, so if he selects a red, he gets to be able to draw one randomly from the top. So let's do that. Let's select a red, draw one randomly from the top. Okay, now we'll go back over to this player. Let's see. They can build a lot. So I don't know why we wouldn't do that. So let's see what we want to try to build. We would like to try to build probably a blue or a black. So why don't we do that? So let's spend 3 black. And we are going to build this one immediately. Put it down to there. So 1 red actually can equal 2 reds. So now that we built this black, it will trigger this right up here. So that is 1 victory point. I get to select one from the energy row. I did not build from my archive. It is not red or blue, and I get to select 1 from the energy row. So I get to select 2 from the energy row and get a victory point. So let's turn these in, get a 5 banger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I get to select 1, 2, and if I select a blue, I get to take another one. So we're going to do just that. We're going to stick blue. We're going to do another one. And then you can only hold 8, so can get 1 more. So let's grab oops, let's flip this new one over. We're gonna grab a yellow. Then come on. There you go. Okay, so let's go back over to this player. Let's see. They want to try to get more victory points because that just keeps making this thing be more beneficial as well. Basically, it's just doubling your victory point value. So we want to build yellows, obviously. So let's see. Blues can be converted to any color. Let's do a pick action. Just take that blue. Okay, now this player over here is just rolling in it right now. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 2 more gizmos built. This game is over. And they did go second, which would end the game immediately. So we are just going to build, let's see, we've got, 1 red could equal 2 reds. I just want to see, I can't build this one, otherwise I would build that one, to be honest with you. I do have 4 blue. We're going to, oh, he lost his research. This is where I'd want to do the research action. And see, and I can't do it because I don't like really what's out here. We'll just spend these 3 yellows. We're going to put them up there. And we'll just build this one immediately, which it goes into the build column. I'm just going to put it over to here because I'm running out of table space. Let's look. It triggers only this, which means that I get to select 1. I want to select the blue so that I could take a rando from the top. And we're going to put them both over here in our energy ring. All right. And yeah, like I said, this is why I would want the research action, because he could have drawn from this stack here and possibly gotten one that he could have built immediately that would have been worth more victory points. All right, so let's see. He wants to build, so he's going to convert his blue into a yellow, and then he's going to use this other yellow to be able to build this one down here, which is a build gizmo, but we're only going to activate the 2 at the top, which does give us 2 victory points. Wow, that's pretty good. So we're going to turn those in. Too bad he couldn't have exploited that a little bit harder, because I think this game's still going to end up being a loss for him. All right, so this player here is just going to build this one right here. So they're going to spend all 3 of their blue. They're going to build this one. Whenever they build a blue, they get to select one. They get a victory point. So let's grab the victory point. And that's it. So basically they're just going to be able to select a marble. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That is the 16th Gizmo built. So that ends the game anyway. So it doesn't matter. And because they were second player, boom, this game is done. All right, so let's put that back up there, and we're going to count up the victory points to see who won this game. So what we do now is we're going to look at the little stars here and the number that's in there. We're going to count that up. We're going to add up their victory points. So we'll see. 1, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then this one is worth 10, so that's 23, plus count up their victory points, 33 total points. 33 points is a respectable score. I don't think it's going to win this game, though. 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm sorry. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. So there you have it. 42 points to, I believe it was 33 points, and hopefully that gave you a great demonstration on how to play Gizmos. Thanks for watching. Thanks again for watching. Hey, do me a favor and leave a like. It's very encouraging for me whenever I see that you guys like the content that I'm making. And do me another favor, check out the quick review, and I'll give you my opinion of what I think of Gizmos, and, well, the opinions of other people as well. And as usual, I appreciate your support. You guys are awesome. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.